Hi there, Friendo here with a response to Losoyo, who has a fascinating proposition. How would I go about attempting to deconvert a friend? There are a couple things I want to get clear in establishing my premises before I give my answer, because I do have a direct answer to the question. First off, I don't set out to deconvert people. I personally do not care what people believe. What I value is critical thinking and rational thinking. And anything that I would do in terms of interacting with people in a way that would where I would want them to change the way they think would be getting them to think rationally about things that they have not thought rationally about before. I'm far more concerned about form than content. Those are my values. That's how I operate. I don't appreciate people attempting to convert me, particularly when I am in emotionally vulnerable. And so I don't practice the behavior myself. I don't use other people's insecurities or moments of emotional vulnerability as a way to try to sell them a brand. So that being said, second thing I want to establish is that I do actually have friends that fit this description. I have friends who are fundamentalist Christians. I see no reason why it shouldn't be that way. Why people shouldn't, mix on either side of the fence. It helps us all keep our perspective. It really does. It's a healthy thing to talk to people who contrast with you. And in all of these cases, these are friends who we have something in common mutually. Because I'm a nerd, it's typically some kind of nerd hobby. We're into board games, we're into sci-fi, something. But I mean, it could be anything. It could just be the fact that we had a really great conversation one day, and we keep socializing, we keep hanging out, and apart from this religion thing, get along really well. Now, that doesn't mean we can't talk about it, but it means we have to establish boundaries that are respectful. For example, I have a friend who, he doesn't like cussing. I cuss quite a lot. And what he's said to me is that, he doesn't cuss, it's not part of the environment that he's in, so hearing any kind of swearing makes him uncomfortable. But he doesn't care. I can talk the way I want to talk as long as I avoid saying, God damn it. And to me that seems reasonable. If I drop the old GD, I give him an apology. But because he was respectful in establishing this boundary, I swear a lot less when I'm around him anyway. I see no reason to antagonize my friend, but it's a limit that I'm more comfortable putting on myself than I am having him put on me. So, those premises established, moving on to what my answer would be. What I think is the best single argument to plant the seed of doubt, to get someone away from their supernatural or superstitious beliefs. So, in this scenario, this friend of mine is already questioning, and for me this is very important. We come to our beliefs, conversions or deconversions, ourselves. These are epiphanies that we occur, that are internal, that are very important to us. But epiphanies are brought on by some kind of external stimuli. So when people are at the crossroads, when they are curious, when they are looking for information, these sorts of experiences can come from earnest conversation. So, assuming that my friend, who has for years been both a good friend and a devout Christian, is at such a crossroads, is looking at me seriously, interested in what my take on the situation is, here is what I would say. It is far better to be an atheist than it is to be a Christian and a hypocrite. If you really don't believe in it, then you need to walk away from it entirely. That's my argument. It's better to be an atheist than to be a Christian hypocrite. So, thank you for posing the question, for posing this challenge. Coming up with this response really made me think, and I hope that my response as well gives you something to think about. Take care.